Hello, my name is Michael Hicks, and I'm doing the Aeronautical Decision-Making Flight Scenario for Aviation 225. Trip's pretty straightforward. You and your friend, both private pilots, you are flying from Jacksonville to Sarasota. It's about 194 miles, take you about an hour and 45 minutes, and you're planning on departing today at 1600 Zulu. Like I said, you and your friend, you're both pilots. You have 100 hours of total flight time. You're both taking the instrument ground course at Liberty. You did a cram session last night, so you went to bed late, got up early. You're tired. You only got 6 hours of below average sleep. You're hoping that coffee's going to help you, and you haven't had breakfast yet. Aircraft you're planning on using, also not a good thing. It's your friend's family's aircraft. It's a 172 with a 4-hour endurance, and it's got conventional instruments and dual navigation communication system. So the plane itself, yes, it can make it there. You have no experience in this aircraft. Your friend only has 20 hours. Even though both of you built the majority of your hours in 172s, you didn't build your hours in this one. There could be particularities of this one that are unique to this aircraft that you're not used to dealing with. So that's a potential issue flying an aircraft you don't know. You knew there were supposed to be bad storms in Central Florida today, but you didn't bother checking yesterday because you were too busy. Your friend texts you at 12:15 and says, hey, I noticed there's going to be bad storms this afternoon. Do you want to be at the airplane ready to go at 2 instead of 4? So you look at the weather. Right now the weather's fine in both Sarasota and Jacksonville. Low winds, clear skies, great visibility. Problem comes when you arrive at Sarasota. If you leave exactly at 2 o'clock, it will put you into Sarasota at 3:45, 15:45. 15 minutes before that TAF is supposed to show increased winds, lowered visibility, and lowered ceilings. And on top of that, if there's any sort of deviation in the flight, if you catch a headwind, if you have to divert somewhere, if you have to go around an area, or if you forget something and you leave instead of 14:30, you leave at 14:45, or let's say you forget something at home, you have to leave at 1500. If everything doesn't go perfectly to plan, you're flying into a storm, because at 5 o'clock, 1700, 16 gusting 23, 3-mile visibility, showers with a broken ceiling of 3,000 feet. So weather is rapidly deteriorating. Even though your test is supposed to be at 1900, getting there early isn't really helping you right now, because the weather is just going from okay to bad to worse, and it's a very serious issue you need to make strong considerations of. External pressures, there's a lot of them for this flight. The reason you're doing it is the test center you normally go to is closed. You can't take your test there. There's a very good possibility of bad weather at the airport you're arriving at. You've never been to Sarasota before. You're unfamiliar with the field. That's an issue in itself. You've never flown through Tampa's Bravo airspace before. Well, if you've never flown through Tampa's airspace, you might not know that you need a Mode C transponder. And if your friend's plane doesn't have a Mode C, you're going to have to totally skirt around Tampa's airspace, which is going to eat up a lot more time, which is going to put you closer, if not into, the storm that is supposed to be over Sarasota when you arrive. You haven't even completed your flight plan yet. You were hoping to get it done before you got to the airport today. But since he wants you there at 1400, it's currently 12:15. That gives you an hour and 45 minutes to finish your flight plan, pack your bags, make sure you have everything, get ready, eat, because you have to eat before you fly, especially since you haven't had breakfast yet, and get to the airport, get everything in the airplane, and be ready to go by 2. That's not enough time. You need more time than that. The course, it ends next Friday. It's not a big stressor, but it is something that is probably gnawing in the back of your mind. You need to get this test done. You're worried about passing the test, which is why you did the cram session. And you didn't do so well, so you're worried, am I going to pass this test? And then the deposit you put down on the test is non-refundable. It's within the 24-hour time frame. You don't want to let your friend down, but you want to get this test done, and you want to spend the rest of the weekend chilling at his family's condo. So all of these things are weighing on the back of your brain, and these are issues that should be at the forefront that you need to make serious considerations about. All in all, with the lack of sleep, the I'm sick checklist, there's no illness or medication you need to worry about. Stress, a lot of those external pressures can be stress, especially the weather, the aircraft you don't know, the airspace you don't know, the airport you don't know. There's a lot of don't knows in that. Alcohol, no, you're not drinking. Fatigue, yeah, you did a cram session, you're tired. And emotions, depending upon how you're wired, you wanting to get this test done could have your emotions running high. You didn't plan properly for this flight. There's not adequate planning at all. You have no experience in the aircraft. You have no experience in the airspace. You have no experience at the airport you're flying to. And topping all that off with a very high probability of bad weather. All in all, I don't feel that conducting this flight with all of these issues is a very wise choice, even though it's doable. I would much rather have a flight that is doable and repeatable than doing it once and not being able to fly again. All in all, I would rather attempt to drive if possible, and if not, cancel the flight, cancel the test, eat the deposit, and reschedule it for a later date when I know I am able to arrive on time and safely.